Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. May I
Hare
listen?
Bol. Hare Krishna. So,
Can you see my screen?
yes,
Yes.
we are live. Salika Prabhu,
Yeah.
you may go ahead.
Yeah, you need to play Jai Radha Madhava. I should play from here.
Let's see.
All right, hold on, let me do it. I thought I already did though.
No, you were playing Radha's Glory.
Nice to see you both smiling. Sahadev Prabhu, I like your tilak, very strong and bright. My light is fading, my tilak.
But we can still see it.
That's the advantage of being dark, right? The tilak can be seen nicely. I used to feel proud that my tilak looks better than on the white skin. Now looking at you, I feel jealous. Your tilak is stronger.
Radha Krishna Govinda Sam Kund Radha Kund वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवदीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, द्वारका धाम की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय, all glories to the all glories to the Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Krishna Prabhupada, all glories to our revered speaker for today, Her Grace, Sri Radha Govinda Devi, and to all the assembled Vaishnava devotees. Today is a very, very, very special day to all of us who are fortunate to practice Vaishnavism under the guidance of Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Today is the divine appearance of Sri Radha. And even though we've heard about Srimati Radharani, but we don't oftentimes hear so much about her as we may hear about her today. And we have Her Grace, Sri Radha Govinda Devi, who will be speaking to us about Srimati Radharani. So, if you do not remember Sri Radha Govinda, we'll do that later on. But she is not a new person. And I'm proud to say she is my sister. Don't be jealous of me. If you want to be jealous of me, you'll be jealous eternally because I'm more than blessed. I have wonderful, wonderful, beautiful brothers and sisters all over. So, Mother Sri Radha, I'm too excited and I'm getting myself talked too much. So please, you may take it over and share with us about the glories of Srimati Radharani. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, my dear brother. Thank you so much for the introduction. And Haribol, my African family, so excited to be with all of you celebrating Radhashtami. And Salika Prabhu, your tilak is perfect. Haribol.
I will send you of that Saturday.
Haribol. Wonderful. So, to begin with, happy, glorious Radhashtami celebration to all of you. And remembering the lotus feet of Guru, Srila Prabhupada, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, I would like to do invocation mantras. Om Ajnanatimirannasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukha Karoti Vachalam Pangoram Gayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Mande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Nitinamine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradaine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagara Grama Tarine Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, it looks like you are able to see the screen, but it looks weird. So maybe I should change the screen and remove. You could see not just one screen of Prabhupada, right? You could also see the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll just do the full screen, then it should work. All right. So this, are you able to see now? Okay.
Yes.
So dear devotees, we are gathered today to glorify Srimati Radharani, who is the eternal consort of Sri Krishna. She's the embodiment of pure devotion. So this is a prayer that we will remember for the rest of the presentation. This will be the background in our hearts, in our minds. So I will recite it once and you can repeat after me. But if you like, you can unmute. Otherwise, you can keep yourself muted, but recite after me. This is the answer to all philosophical, all theological questions about Srimati Radharani. Govinda Nandini Radha Govinda Mohini. You can repeat after me.
Govinda Nandini Radha Govinda
Mohini Govinda Sarvasya Sarvakanta Shiromani
Govinda Sarvasva Sarvakanta Shiro.
Shiromani. One more time. Govinda Nandini Radha Govinda Mohini
Govinda Nandini Radha Govinda Mohini
Govinda Sarvasya Sarvakanta Shiromani.
Govinda Sarvasya Sarvakanta Shiromani.
Srimati Radharani is the one who gives pleasure to Govinda, and she's also the enchantress of Govinda. She is the be-all and end-all of Govinda and the crest jewel of all his concerts. This is from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 482. So this will be our context for today. Before we get into the presentation, there are three themes. First theme is, who is Srimati Radharani? And we will refer to Srila Prabhupada on what he has to say. So this is a lecture on Chaitanya Charitamrita. He gave it in Vrindavan, 15th March, 1974. So in the Vedas, absolute truth, as Anandamayo Bhyasat, he's Anandamaya, always in pleasure potency. So when Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, wants to enjoy Ananda, so he expands his Hladini Shakti. He has got multi-potencies. So when he wants to enjoy, he expands his internal potency, Hladini Shakti. That is Srimati Radharani. Don't think Srimati Radharani, an ordinary girl. No, then you will make mistake. So Srila Prabhupada is very, very clear. Whenever he speaks about Srimati Radharani, he explains the concept of the Shakti and the Shaktiman. So the internal potency, the Shakti of Krishna is Srimati Radharani. So I want to quote from, so this presentation will be a combination of meditative prayer at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. I'll be quoting from RADHASTAMI, explaining along the way the pastimes of the birth of Srimati Radharani and other important leelas. So before we get into Prabhupada's words, let me start the invocation of the glories of Radharani. Munindra Vrinda Vandite Triloka Shokaharini Prasanna Vaktra Pankaje Nikunja Bhuvilasini Vrajendra Bhanu Nandini Vrajendra Sunu Sangate Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Jai Radhe. So this is Radhika Kripa Kataksha Stotram. And the meaning of this particular paragraph is, oh dear Srimati Radharani, who's adorned by who is worshipped by all the best sages. All the sages adore you. And you take away all the miseries. Loka Shoka Harini means she takes away the miseries of all the three material worlds. And her face is joyfully blooming, just like a lotus flower. And she delights in playing loving sports through the secret forest of Vrindavan. O most charming daughter of Rishabhanu, the best of the kings, when will you make me the object of your sidelong glances of your causeless mercy? So praying like this at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, let us remember the words of our founder Acharya. So Prabhupada again, he is talking to one of the guests who's saying that we do Radha Kalyanam every day. So Prabhupada is saying, why you play Radha Kalyanam? Preach Krishna's philosophy. Why do you go to Radha? First of all, try to understand Krishna. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita has never said about Radha. That is very confidential. So why do you jump to Radha? Has Krishna said anything about Radharani in the Bhagavad Gita? At least in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has never said about his Vrindavan Leela. No, that is very confidential. That is not for common man. The common man, first of all, let him understand what is Krishna. If you are my confidential friend, then I can take to my family. And if you're outsider, why should you expect to come into my family life? This is common sense. You do not understand Krishna and you want to understand Krishna's dealings with Radharani. That is very confidential. So Prabhupada is making it very clear that we don't go and tell somebody we meet new, hey, I have this much in my bank account. I have this much gold kept in the locker of the bank. We don't reveal the most confidential things. So similarly, we're not going to talk about Srimati Radharani in a cheap way. Why Srila Prabhupada says that is, maybe some of you are familiar. There are many serials and episodes and movies that people make about Radha and Krishna's loving exchanges, but they are not authorized. So we should be very careful. Before we jump into glorifying Srimati Radharani, we must be very much in the framework and context of our acharyas, guru, sadhu, and shastra, and authentic Vedic scriptures, which allows us and reveals step by step how to understand Srimati Radharani. So here Srila Prabhupada gives that reason why they, meaning these people, no, the materialistic people, they picture simply Krishna as if simply embracing Radharani. That's all. That is also very in an obnoxious way. These rascals, they take it, the dealings of Radha and Krishna as ordinary boys and girls dealing. They don't understand. Such pictures should be avoided. Krishna is the controller. Let there be one picture how Krishna is controlling the whole universe. That picture wanted, not these cheap pictures, imitating our rubbish behavior with boys and girls. These pictures we do not want. Very clear. Lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, Los Angeles, May 73. All right. So now, how do we understand the relationship of Srimati Radharani with Krishna? Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padmajarchite Madrija Pulomaja Virinchija Varaprade Apara Siddhi Vriddhi Digda Satpadanguli Nake Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe. O you who is humbly bowed down for all the demigods, all the Brahmas of countless millions of universes created by Lord Vishnu. Srimati Radharani is the bestower of boons to the daughter of the Himalayas, Parvati Devi, to the daughter of Puloma, Indra's wife, who is Sachi, and Brahma's wife, Saraswati. And Radharani's toenails glow with the radiance of boundless mystic perfections and opulent prosperities. And so this is a prayer at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Oh, Srimati Radharani, when will you make me an object of your sidelong glances and shower your causeless mercy? Okay. So let's offer our gratitude to our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, who taught us how to worship Srimati Radharani, how to glorify Srimati Radharani. Srila Prabhupada says, it is not that Radharani is separate from Krishna. Radharani is also Krishna, for there is no difference between the energy and the energetic. Without energy, there is no meaning to the energetic. And without the energetic, there is no energy. What does it mean? In conclusion of the prayer we just sang, without Radha, there is no meaning to Krishna. And without Krishna, there is no meaning to Radha. And this is one of the crux of the verses that describes Srimati Radharani's power. Anangaranga mangala prasanga bangura bhruvam savibramam sazabramam dridantavana patane nirantaram vashikrita pratita nanda nandane kada karishyasi hamam kripa kataksha bhajanam Radhe Jaya Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe. O you Srimati Radharani, who continuously subdues the son of Nanda into complete surrender by piercing him with the arrows of your loving glances shot from the very corner of your eyes. Glances laden with amorous delusions which inspire him to feel that submission. In fact, by the way, he even comes as Lord Gauranga to experience that. And it says Srimati Radharani's crooked bending eyebrows that dance with the most auspicious sportive interest of Krishna. Oh dear goddess Srimati Radharani, when will you glance upon me with the mercy? So we go into how Srimati Radharani appears. This is a very, very important meditation for us today. So there's a story mentioned in the Puranas about the birth of Srimati Radharani, how she is none other than the goddess of fortune, the eternal consort of Krishna. She also appears as Lakshmi Devi. She appears in every incarnation with Krishna. Olidayata Kammalakuni Vasudevage. Olidayata Kammalakuni Vasudevage. Halavanga Davanavane Tilidu Tilidu Tiliyadhange Olidayata Kammalakuni Vasudevage. So Radharani, initially, obviously, she didn't want to come to earth. She doesn't want to appear into this material existence. But Krishna convinced her that when you come to Bhuloka from Vaikuntha Loka, from Goloka, but with one condition, she agreed. What was her condition? She said that I do not want to go on earth and see anything else but you. So the first thing I want to see is you. And Krishna agreed to that. So the day that she appeared, which is the half moon night in the month of Bhadra, so she appeared to Nanda Maharaj. So again, let's remember Srila Prabhupada and thank Srila Prabhupada for giving us the glorious Srimati Radharani. And one day Vrishabhanu was walking and he sees from a distance that there was this beautiful, at the midday, he was taking a walk in the Yamuna river and he saw this huge lotus floating on the water with the golden aura. And it was like as bright as 1,000 suns emanating from it. So he went closer to that lotus and he saw the most beautiful, radiant form of the baby girl lying within those petals. And Vrishabhanu was so happy to see this beautiful Taditsu Varna Champaka Pradipta Gaura Vigrahe Mukha Prabha Parasta Koti Sharadendru Mandale Vichitra Chitra Sanchara Chakora Shavalochane Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Radhe Jaya Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe. Her complexion was fair complexion with bright tissue of lighting and pure gold and champak flowers were adorning her. And her facial splendor, it was eclipsing the aura of millions of autumn moons. And her eye, and of course, she has not opened her eyes yet, but this glory is about how beautiful her eyes were. And her eyes would be like chakora birds. And thus she had these astonishing expressions, which we are yet to see in this pastime, because she very soon, when Vrishabhanu and Kirtida see that the baby is not opening the eyes, the baby is just maybe blind. Vrishabhanu and Kirtida think that maybe the baby is born blind, because they had performed so many severe austerities in the past. to have goddess of fortune to appear to them. They could feel the divinity with this baby girl, but she was not opening her eyes. They were delighted. In one sense, they were delighted and they were celebrating the birth. Yet Kirtida was very sad that this baby was not opening the eyes. And they invited all the villagers in Raval, in Gokula, in Varshana, and they invited Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda and the family to come. Narad Muni, as usual, he said, make lavish arrangements, make big preparations, send invitation to everybody. And they were a little hesitant because they said, well, we're celebrating, but we are sad that she's not opening her eyes. Narad Muni said, don't worry, everything is going to be okay. Then on the day of the celebration, the guests had all assembled. Everyone was happy on the birth of this beautiful baby girl. And Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda also arrived. By the way, this is Rishabhanu. They're like happy but sad because the baby is not looking at others yet. And then on the day of celebration, Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, and they also come with Balaram and little Krishna. And little Krishna comes there to meet the best friend of his mother, because Yashoda Maya and Kirtida were best friends. And Yashoda Maya congratulated Kirtida on having such a auspicious baby girl. And meanwhile, Krishna was crawling around the courtyard on his hands and knees. And then he crawled up. He crawled up near where Srimati Radharani was. Such a divine moment, right? Kamaladangi Komalangi Sundarabjavadani Nino Ramana Matsya Katina Kaya Sutarasin Ramaniya Swarupi Nino Amita Ghora Rupa Navano Nami Parishta Dani Nino Danava Bedu Vamanike Olidayata Kamalakumi Vasudeva. So this is Vasudeva Krishna. He goes to touch Srimati Radharani, and as soon as they touch, when Krishna's touch on Srimati Radharani, the whole universe is celebrating this moment. There's flowers showering from heavenly planets, and everybody's remembering how this delicate goddess Srimati Radharani has always been with Krishna in every incarnation, and she is very opposite of Krishna. So many demigods are glorifying how straightforward and sweet and chaste and humble and reliable Radharani is, and how crooked and tricky and all kinds of weird incarnation Krishna takes, like Matsya like fish, and boar incarnation and Varshinga incarnation. So all these different incarnations and all the demigods are glorifying this moment. And what happens the next is the touch of Krishna on Srimati Radharani. Immediately Srimati Radharani's moon-like face brightens up. Her gaze falls upon Krishna, beautiful Krishna, and Srimati Radharani's eyes fluttered and opened wide and blossomed like a lotus. For the very first time, she looked directly into Krishna's eyes, who was the very first person she ever saw. And because she didn't want to see anything else but Krishna. That was a deal, remember? She came to this world saying, I will first see Krishna. So this is a meditation for all of us, that every morning when we wake up, my grandfather used to teach us, don't open your eyes yet. When you first open your eyes, remember Radha and Krishna, look at them in the palm of your hands. Only then look at other human beings around you, because some human beings can be very scary. So first we remember our favorite deities, Radha Madhava. Think of Krishna, think of Srimati Radharani, pray to them. I offer my day to you. And then only we should begin our day. So this is a habit that has helped me so much in my life. And this moment where Srimati Radharani looks at Krishna, and immediately Rishabhanu and Kirtida and Yashoda Maya and Nanda Maharaj and all the Brijbasis figure out, and they become overjoyed to find out that their beloved Sri Radhika was not blind after all. Everybody was delighted, and they all started to celebrate and glorify. And what was the glorification? This is a glorification that the whole universe was celebrating. Maheshwari, Kriyeshwari, Swadeshwari, Sureshwari, Triveda Bharateshwari, Pramana Shasaneshwari, Rameshwari, Kshameshwari, Pramoda Kananeshwari, Brajeshwari, Brajadipe, Shiradike, Namostute, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Shri Radhe. So the whole universe is glorifying this goddess, the goddess. She's the queen of Vrindavan. The whole entire Braj is celebrating this. She's the authority of Braj. Because remember, without Srimati Radharani, Krishna doesn't exist. So I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, O goddess, who brings the most pleasure to Vrindavan. And she is the Vrindavaneshwari. Vrindavaneshwari Radha. This is a celebration moment. Devi opens the eyes because of the touch of Krishna, and everybody is like, oh, this boy is so fortunate. He's such a lucky touch. Well, the truth was, Krishna was lucky. That we will see throughout the Brajalila pastimes. Now, throughout the pastimes of Krishna, Srimati Radharani plays a very crucial role. Her love, her devotion is what motivates Krishna to perform various divine activities, whether it is the Rasa Leela or the playful exchanges in the forest of Vrindavan. Srimati Radharani is the very cause of pleasure for Krishna, because she is the pleasure potency of Krishna. She is the embodiment of the Shakti, the energy that allows Krishna to express his love. See, when we think of who is a great preacher, we think those who distribute a lot of books, those who make other people chant, they are the great devotees, right? And the truth is, the greatest of all is Radharani, because she makes Krishna a devotee, right? And then he comes as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Krishna comes as Gauranga Mahaprabhu because Radharani made him a devotee. So this is the glory of our Sri Radha. And let us remember, we are all devotees of Srimati Radharani. We like Krishna because Srimati Radharani likes him. Why? Because our Goswamis, they actually say that the only lamentation that is worthy to have in this material world is the Goswamis sing, He Radhe Brajate Vike Chalalite, He Nanda Suno Kutha, He Radhe Brajadevike Chalalite, He Nanda Suno Kutha. So where is Radharani? Where is Krishna? Where are all the gopis? So like this, the gopis are searching, and the Goswami is saying that where are you? Where is Radhe? Where is Krishna? Where is Vrindavan Dham? So that's the only lamentation worth in this material world. This is Prabhupada saying, they never said, means the Goswamis, I have seen Krishna dancing with the gopis. Last night I saw. This is Sahajiya. They take everything very cheap. Krishna very cheap, Radharani very cheap, as if they can see every night. No, the Goswamis do not teach us like that. They're searching after. Okay, so the idea is that we should lament looking at Krishna and looking for Radharani, looking for Krishna. And we shouldn't take it for granted that, yeah, Krishna comes, yeah, he dances, yeah, he does these things. It's not like a cheap magic. All right, next, this is Srila Prabhupada. He glorifies Srimati Radharani. Like I said, we are devotees, we are Gaudiyas, okay? We are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, means we are worshippers of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is the center of all Vrindavan's activities. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Okay, I'll repeat that. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan still chant, Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Radhe, Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Radhe, Shri Radhe. From Krishna's own statement given in herein, it appears that Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan and that Krishna is simply her decoration. Krishna is known as Madana Mohana, the enchanter of Cupid. But Srimati Radharani is the enchanter of Krishna. Consequently, Srimati Radharani is called Madana Mohana Mohini, the enchanter of Cupid. Now you know why we approach the mother, right? When we approach the father may or may not, but when we approach the mother, the mercy is guaranteed. And my dear friends, today is that most auspicious day to approach Srimati Radharani, the Divine Mother, to get all the mercy possible. So why? Because Krishna and Radha are one in two. They are identical. Krishna expands himself in multi-incarnations and plenary portions like the Purushas. Similarly, Srimati Radharani expands herself in multi-forms as the goddess of fortune, the queens and the damsels of Raja. Such expansions from Srimati Radharani are all her plenary portions. All these womanly forms of Krishna are expansions corresponding to his plenary expansions of Vishnu forms. These expansions have been compared to reflected forms of the original form. There is no difference between the original form and the reflected form. The female reflections of Krishna's pleasure potency are as good as Krishna himself. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela 482. So what's the conclusion? Devi Krishna Mahi Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mayi Sarva Kanti Sammohini Para. The transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is the direct counterpart of Lord Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract the all-attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 483. So now we may wonder, well, if somebody has everything, like Krishna has everything, he has the ocean of milk, he has the ocean of yogurt, he has everything, all wealth possible in the world, everything. So why would somebody need to expand and create his internal potency? Why he needs Srimati Radharani? Why does he need to do that? Well, even you may have everything. You may have a big house and you may have a private jet. You may go on a vacation. How long are you going to stay in that vacation? Ultimately, you feel to come back to the family. Ultimately, you want to share all the joys with another person. So Krishna is a person. So he also wants to experience his spiritual love. And that meeting between Sri Radha and Krishna is not like some mundane meeting. It's a shastric understanding. The revealed scriptures share how this meeting between Radha and Krishna is to teach the jivas to awaken the love within us. So to give up lust and to surrender to the deity of love, who is Srimati Radharani. And that's the way to get out of this material world in the easiest way. So if you've been praying to Krishna all this time and you're wondering why he's not answering, because we should go to Srimati Radharani, because she is the controller, Madana Mohana Mohini of Krishna. All right. So this is a little kind of a poem that I wrote after reading. I was thinking there's so many beautiful pastimes and so many beautiful points, theological, philosophical points. I said, let me make this into a small poem for all of my African family today. And I want to share with you all. This is the essence. On the banks of the Yamuna in Goloka Vrindavan, Lord Krishna stands with Radharani, his eternal consort, where jubilant peacocks call and fragrant blossoms bloom. In the cool spring breeze, their divine love finds room. Yet this sacred meeting, so often misunderstood, resembles youthful attraction, yet is far from the crude. For lust seeks to gratify, while love seeks to please. As Kaviraj penned, love shines bright, lust brings unease. Our true nature is to bask in the sun of Krishna's love, but envy clouds our hearts, pulling us from above. Lust leads us to forget, binding us in this strife. Only love can awaken the truth of our life. Through bhakti yoga, lust transforms to divine grace. Hearing Krishna's name, we find our rightful place. The right source is essential. Pure devotees must guide, for through their teachings, our hearts will open wide. Prabhupada taught us well the pastimes of Radha and Krishna free us from material lust, leading to love's true mantra. Let us not be misguided, for Krishna is the supreme, and Radharani, his beloved, fulfills every devotee's dream. Each servant has a role in his eternal play of love. Following the blessed souls, we rise to realms above. By heeding their guidance, we uncover our true aim to realize the sweetness of Krishna's eternal gain. In this journey of devotion, may we find our way, embracing the divine pastimes, perfecting our stay. For in the dance of love, we discover who we are. In the light of Krishna's mercy, we shine like a star. So the point is, Srimati Radharani is always looking for those stars. She's always looking for a devotee who with sincerity is approaching Krishna. So she's always looking, oh, here's a devotee. They're so sincere. She brings them to Krishna and says, my dear Krishna, this devotee is better than me. Please engage them in your service. So the mood of Srimati Radharani is like a mother, always encouraging us, always making us go closer to Krishna. So this is a presentation for all of you today, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a prayerful inspiration today to get on your knees and pray to the goddess of fortune, to the eternal consort of Krishna, to always bestow her sidelong glances and shower her nourishing mercy upon all of us so we can cultivate Krishna prema, love for Krishna, without any tinge of envy, without any tinge of pride, and without any tinge of material ambitions, so that we can become free from these material conceptions and find true love for Krishna. And we can chant the holy names purely. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So every time we're chanting the holy name, we are calling Srimati Radharani. Hare is the internal potency of Krishna. So we are every time, before we address Krishna, Hare Krishna. First is Radharani. Radha Govinda, Radha Madhava, Radha Shamasundara. So Srimati Radharani ki jai, Radhashtami MAHOTSAVA ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. So thank you very much for your attention. Any comments, any questions? I just wanted to leave some time for any thoughts.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Shri Radha Govinda Dasi. Well, dear devotees, if anyone may have questions, comments, realizations you may want to ask or share, please indicate by using the hand emoji or your physical hand, and you'll be asked to unmute to speak or ask your question. See, so beautiful to hear about Srimati Radharani. Today is a very special day because we don't, as devotees, we don't usually get to see the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, but we are blessed to see her lotus feet today on her divine appearance day. So, my question, Mother, is Sri Radha, when she appeared, she had her eyes closed because she didn't want to see anybody first. She wanted to see Krishna first.
Correct.
And with her sidelong glances, she's always looking to see Krishna. And without her mercy, without she seeing the endeavor of a particular soul trying to serve Krishna and recommending that soul to Krishna, no one can really attain Krishna. because we understand one of her 25 qualities is that he is the possessor of Krishna. You know. So my question is, just as she is so busy looking around looking for Krishna, how then is she going to look somewhere else to see what somebody else is doing and recommend that person to Krishna? And that's
I think so. If I understand your question correctly, bringing back to her condition to come into this world, to be able to see Krishna first, and that being her very soul and focus, also having this other quality that she looks upon who is serving Krishna. Actually, your question answers your question because she's so focused on Krishna. She wants Krishna's happiness so much that she's always focused to see who can serve Krishna better. So the point is not that she's distracted from Krishna. She's so focused on Krishna. See, Prabhupada explains that in the spiritual world, there's no mundane jealousy. So Radharani is not thinking, oh my God, if this person will come and they'll serve, Krishna will forget me. No, she's so focused on Krishna must be happy. Even when Krishna left and Uddhava comes, there's a whole, the whole Leela of Uddhava and Radharani and the gopis talking reveals how much love Srimati Radharani and the gopis had for Krishna. They did not care about themselves so much, to such an extent that everybody, all the goddesses, all the demigods, all the queens of Krishna in Dwarka were terrified with the idea when Narad Muni approaches saying Krishna has a headache. Please, the only solution is the dust from your feet. It'll cure him. Nobody wanted to give because everybody was afraid of sin. Everybody said, oh my God, he's Narayana, he's Krishna. We can't give the dust from our feet. And the gopis, you know, Narad Muni didn't even complete the sentence. You know, he didn't even complete the sentence. They already had a tray with the dust of all their lotus feet and they gave it, and they didn't consider lotus feet. They said, feet, please take it, go cure Krishna. So the idea is that Srimati Radharani is so focused on Krishna's will, Krishna's happiness, Krishna's pleasure, that she's always looking for who can serve Krishna better. Yeah. So nothing can get in the way. So your question answered your question.
Well, yeah, because I have in this material world, and I think the reason, as we do in this material world, that if you focus on one thing, then it's difficult to focus on other things. So, but your answer makes a lot of sense to me, that Radharani is focused on pleasing Krishna. So whoever is rendering service to Krishna, she sees it and recommends that particular individual. Now, my question is, the Srimati Radharani is not here. She is here as in the form of the Guru, being the representative of Srimati Radharani. So does that mean that without the Guru, no one can attain Krishna?
Yes, correct. In fact, you know that Krishna himself took Tungavidya Devi as his guru. He was learning from her. Krishna, of course, I'm saying among the gopis, but he himself had Sandipani Muni teach him, right? Even Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when he came as Lord Chaitanya, he had gurus. He had taken initiation. He wanted to set the example. And there is a very beautiful bhajan that says that Guru vina gulam aguvatalaka doreya danna mukuti pari pari shastravane kavanodi vyarthapaitu bhukuti. Vida Mataji can understand this language. So it says that it doesn't matter how many scriptures you know, how many holy places you visit, how many great temples you build, unless and until we become the servant and a slave of a guru, it's impossible to attain the mercy of Krishna. Because Guru is the one who gives us Krishna. By the way, we can't just shop around and say, hey, I like how this Guru smiles, I'll take him as a Guru. No, Krishna gives us the Guru. Krishna reveals who's the Guru. And Guru reveals who is Krishna. Like for us, Srila Prabhupada taught us how to worship Radha Krishna, how to worship Gaurnitai. Without Srila Prabhupada, how would I even know Radharani? How would we even know who is Gaurnitai? So Guru reveals Krishna. And what does Krishna do? Krishna reveals the Guru to us. So it's a combined thing, like, the effort and mercy. We must do our best to find the right guidance, but pray to Krishna, please send me the Guru that is going to guide me. And then when we approach Tadvidi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadekshanti Te Jnanam Jnanina Tattvadarshina. So when we find that spiritual master, we don't just say, yeah, I have a Guru. Label, this is my Guru Maharaj. My Guru Maharaj has this many disciples. He wrote this book. He is very famous. Not for that purpose. Tadvidi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. We surrender to that Guru. We follow the instruction. Guru, you know what Guru literally means? Heavy. Guru means heavy. If we expect Guru to say, oh, you're such a nice devotee, you're chanting so nicely, I am very proud of you, that's not a Guru. Guru is somebody who corrects us and guides us and says, hey, don't eat meat, don't get into nonsense, don't do sinful activities. So Guru is somebody who is heavy and tells us, don't do these things, don't do nonsense, engage yourself in service. So unless we do that sacrifice, how can we find Krishna? We cannot. So Guru is essential to show us the path to Krishna.
Wow. Thank you so much. Anyone else with something to ask or share?
Anybody wants to share your prayer to Srimati Radharani so we can all bless you, that may your prayers come true. This is a good opportunity to set affirmations on RADHASTAMI. Give up negativity, give up shame and fear and guilt, all these obstacles on the path of bhakti, and pray at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani to nourish us, to empower us, to make our heart always focused like a river. May our hearts always flow towards the ocean. Krishna is the ocean and our minds are the rivers. So we can pray to Srimati Radharani to give us that positivity and that focus to always please Krishna, to let go and to let Govinda, to always be focused on pleasing Krishna. So you can also share your prayers, inspire us, and also get blessings. Very special day to get blessings.
Well, one time, Govinda Prabhu will come to you. Thank you, Govinda Prabhu. One time, one senior devotee, Mataji, was sharing with me, says, oh, Saturday, Srimati Radharani revealed herself to me. And she's so sweet, so beautiful. And I was, and I'm still jealous of this devotee, that Srimati Radharani revealed herself to her. Srimati Radharani has not revealed herself to me before. But if she will not reveal herself to me, my prayer to her today is that she should help me do something in such a way that she would want to see me. This is my prayer today. Hare Krishna. And I pray that the devotees, assembled devotees, will bless me, that my prayer may be answered. And with that, we go to His Grace Govinda Prabhu. Govinda Prabhu, please give me a
So let us all pray for Sahadev Prabhu, that may Srimati Radharani reciprocate to his devotion and to his prayers. Such a beautiful prayer. We should act in ways that the Lord can see us. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for that inspirational affirmation.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. My obeisances to you, my obeisances to the Vaishnavas. and your presentation is so wonderful, so touching, and gives a lot of inspiration, and it makes us again more connected to our gurus and the service to their lordships. My question is that, Sumatra Dharani, Krishna, our gurus, they are always here, physically or spiritually, they are always here with us. We celebrate Krishna's appearance every year. Krishna is always here. So why do we always have to again celebrate his appearance? Srimati Radharani is always here. Why do we always celebrate her birthday? We do that for us to again be more connected and to develop more an attention to Srimati Radharani Krishna and to our gurus. My question is that in every there's appearance and also disappearance. We celebrate the appearance of Srila Prabhupada or Guru Maharajis. We celebrate the appearance of Krishna. I'm wondering why we don't celebrate their disappearance. So why is that we don't celebrate the disappearances of Krishna, Srimati Radharani? Can you please help out?
So you have two questions, am I correct?
Yeah, it's actually one question. The question is, why is it that we don't celebrate the disappearance of Srimati Radharani and we don't celebrate the disappearance of Krishna?
Okay, the understanding is that, oh, hey, Vaishnava Thakura. So when Vaishnavas leave, when gurus and acharyas leave this world, who have set the path for us to follow, right? They reveal the Shastra, sadhus, and reveal Shastra. So Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So when these souls depart, there is a void. There is a sense of emptiness because they have been our guide. Their instruction. For example, okay, how many times I have thought, if Srila Prabhupada was there, I wanted to ask him this question. What did he actually think about women? What did he actually think about black devotees? What did he actually... Because there are so many statements of Srila Prabhupada that are sometimes like, wait a minute, really? Did Prabhupada really say that? What did he actually mean? So the idea is that when great Vaishnavas leave, then we are like orphans. We're like orphans. We don't have those parental figures anymore that we can say, Mama, what do I do with this? Papa, can you get me this? So the idea of celebrating, we don't actually celebrate the disappearances. We actually mourn. We mourn and we sing the song of separation. We sing the song in crying out of separation from them to remind us how lost we are without them in the world. And why we don't celebrate or mourn Krishna or Srimati Radharani's existence. See, first of all, Srimati Radharani was found in the Yamuna river, in the lotus. What does it mean, her disappearance? And Krishna too. He was not born like a normal human being. He was transferred from the thoughts of Nanda Maharaj to the thoughts of, from the thoughts of Vasudev to the thoughts of Devaki. So he was not transferred by how human beings reproduce. He was transferred by the heart to heart. That was how Krishna was transferred. So Janma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Yo Etti Vetti Tatvata. So Krishna's birth and Janma and activities, they are not material. Krishna and Radharani, their activities are never mundane. So they don't come into this world like us and they don't leave this world like us. And so therefore, we celebrate their appearance because of their causeless mercy. They come here. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujamyaham. So Krishna comes again and again and again. Why? To re-establish dharma and abolish adharma. So when he comes, also, like initially you were saying, right? Like Krishna is always here, right? Krishna is always here. Why do we celebrate his appearance, and why don't we like celebrate his leaving? So the point is, he's here. He's everywhere. He is hala pushpa balligalavage harivyaptanendaritavage. Anuvini anuvili anuvagi trinakke trinavagi. So Krishna is in every atom. Krishna is inside every branch, every stem. Krishna is everywhere. But is he here? Is he here? Have we really absorbed that existence of Krishna in our life, in our existence? Like earlier, Sahadev Prabhu was saying that when we are focused on something, we're focused on that thing. We cannot think of anything else. Right? One sense is like Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, when we are focused, okay, this is the only thing. But when we understand the essence of what we are focused on. So Krishna is like that for us. Am I thinking of Krishna all the time? If I'm sad, am I involving Krishna? If I'm happy, am I involving Krishna? Usually in our Indian proverb, they say, Sankatadalli Venkataramana. Means only when we're in difficulty, we say, God, help me. When we're enjoying, we say, no, God, bye. My life is good, thank you. Don't need you. When we're suffering and struggling, and they say, God, Krishna, where are you? Govinda, where are you? So that's the very reason. Otherwise, when God leaves, yada yada hi dharmasya paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam. So Krishna, he comes to help the good in us and destroy the bad. So if I celebrate, oh, bye, Krishna is gone, now I can do whatever nonsense. Sometimes there's a mentality, right? Some other religious people have that mentality. I'll go, I'll confess. Sunday, I'll go and confess. Monday to Saturday, I'll do the same nonsense. Then Sunday, I go and confess. So the idea of that comes from Krishna is not here. Krishna is gone. So we don't celebrate Krishna's existence because, first of all, Krishna, let's talk about Krishna. Every personality is different. Krishna, Krishne swadhamopagate dharma jnanadhibhi saha kalau nashtam drisham mesha puranarko adunodita. When Krishna left Prabhu, Kwadvo Prabhu, right? Kwadvo Prabhu, when Krishna left, dharma and jnana also left. Means when Krishna left, religiosity left. Knowledge also left. Because these are personalities. They also left when Krishna left. Oh my God, can you imagine? Why should we celebrate that? And kalau nashtam drisham mesha. We became ruined. The world became ruined. People became total nonsense. But there's always a but, right? Puranarko adunodita. So, like the brilliant sun, Krishna appeared in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why we don't celebrate his exit. He didn't exit. He came in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. But the point is not that, yeah, Krishna is there. Do we read Bhagavatam every day? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Do we go and approach Srimad Bhagavatam to take that shelter? Govardhan hill Krishna lifted. Yes, we all know with his pinky finger. But have I taken shelter under that Govardhan? So the difference between whether or not we feel Krishna's absence will depend on if we touch Bhagavatam every day and if we go under the shelter of Giri Govardhan. Hill is up there. Krishna has lifted it. He's great. He's God. But am I taking shelter of him? Am I taking shelter of that hill? Am I taking shelter of that holy name? Or am I just chanting, thinking, Hare Krishna, let me get my money. Hare Krishna, let me be liked by others. So what are we exactly? What is our focus? Are we asking the Lord to guide us, to please him? Or are we asking the Lord to fulfill our shopping list? So the answer to your question depends on who is the devotee and how the devotee is praying. In one sense,
Okay.
people are crying every day. Where is Radha? Where is Krishna? Where are the gopis? What is this life? It's useless. The existence is a waste. So that is their level. We are thinking, oh, this side, that side, nobody is looking. Krishna is not here. Deity is not there. I'll watch some nonsense on YouTube. So the answer is very dependent on who I am and what is my intention. And so if it's Rupa Goswami, he will cry every day, where is Radha and where is Krishna?
Hare Krishna.
So, if I understand you correctly, what you're trying to say is that we don't observe Krishna's disappearance because Krishna never disappears.
Correct.
That he is always here in a form of Bhagavatams.
Yeah.
And so when we study Bhagavatams and hear Bhagavatams, we are observing Krishna. Is that?
Yeah. We are in touch with Krishna when we chant his holy name. We are in touch with Krishna when we study Srimad Bhagavatam. And Krishna has disappeared if we are not following the bhakti path. But if we are following, Krishna is present.
All right. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Makes a lot
Hare
of sense.
Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the question, Govinda Prabhu. Silika Prabhu, please. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Radha Govinda. Thank you very much for the beautiful rendition of Radha's glories. My question is, in the beginning of the lecture, you quoted several slides and you were explaining that one should not try to understand Radha. One should rather first try to understand Krishna first. The dilemma is that Krishna himself is not very easily understood. So how do we understand him? Because ultimately it is said that without Radha, we can't get Krishna. And then Krishna, we can't get Radha unless we get Krishna. So how do we connect? Because we can't understand Krishna without Radha. And Radha herself, that can give Krishna to us, we can also understand without understanding Krishna. And Krishna himself is not understandable by our conditions. So what to do? How do we go?
Well, there are two answers. Short answer. You want the short answer?
I want both.
The short answer is we can never understand. That's the short answer. And the long answer is that I was quoting from Prabhupada. Those were words of Srila Prabhupada. He said, some people are very interested in romantic dealings between Radha and Krishna, and they go into all the leelas in a very irresponsible way. They don't want to chant their 16 rounds. They don't want to wake up in the morning. They don't want to study Srimad Bhagavatam. They don't want to study Bhagavad Gita. They don't want to follow a moral life, but they want to just enjoy talking about Radha and Krishna's pastimes, right? So Srila Prabhupada is saying, very careful. In the whole of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the whole Bhagavad Gita, Krishna never mentions Radha's name. That Prabhupada says that. In the whole of Bhagavatam, Radha's name is never mentioned anywhere. So how can we think, unless we master Bhagavad Gita, master Srimad Bhagavatam, how can we even think, I want to know? Right? Because that's not our, how do you say? We're not entitled. That's the word. Yeah, we're not entitled to say, I want to understand this Krishna. I want to understand this Radha. That is not, as Prabhupada would say, you cannot be God because that position is taken. So, however, our acharyas, they do know Krishna. Like I said, Krishna, Guru gives Krishna. And like Sahadev Prabhu was saying earlier, very, very beautiful insight. He shared his prayer, right? And in his prayer, he was very clearly saying that, may I be seen by Srimati Radharani. So that is the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya's path. We don't try to go and see Radha and Krishna. Because really, this is reality. There is Nidhivan in Vrindavan. So in Nidhivan, it is said that every day Radha and Krishna dance in the night there. Every night they have the leelas there. And there have been several people, dozens of people that were very curious. They wanted to go and see it. And every individual that tried either went mad or died or other crazy stuff. So the point is that the leelas are happening, there is the potency, there is the power of the Lord, but do we have the spiritual potency to understand? So are we able to follow perfectly what Srila Prabhupada has taught us? Right? First, that is, let's take few lifetimes to perfect that instruction. And then approach. So that's why Gauranga Mahaprabhu came. Lord Chaitanya came because he wanted to teach us. That is Srimati Radharani, Radha Bhava Gaura. So this is Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So he came because without Gauranga Mahaprabhu, we are not Gaudiyas, we are not devotees, we are not bhaktas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's Radharani, is coming in the form of Gauranga to experience that love, to give that love. So our way, the answer, simplest answer to your question is through Gauranga Mahaprabhu, through Lord Chaitanya. Through Guru and Gauranga, we can, I would not say through Guru and Gauranga, we can achieve to see Radha Krishna, but it's more like through Guru and Gauranga, we can live a life that will please Radha and Krishna. And what means truly Radha and Krishna, wanting to see them, means to do their will, to do the will of the Lord. It is not that I want this. It is to say, what do you want, Shri Shri Radha Madhava? What is your will for me? What is your will and for my life? So that is the perfection of wanting that connection. Because many other sahajiyas or people who are not on the path of right sampradaya, they have wandered off with this quest. No, they become Saki Beki. You know Saki Beki? Saki Bekis are men who wear sari and then they dance and they say, I am a gopi and Krishna will come, and they do all that. You know, there are so many people like that. And then there are the owl bowls. Owl bowls also, you know, they dress in a weird way and they sing, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur was very heavy against them. So there are all these people become crazy when they want to experience that kind of conjugal love and etc. We follow Gaurnitai. We follow Gauranga and Nityananda. We follow Panchatattva.
Thank you very much, Madhara Govinda. Just for emphasis and clarification. So what I heard is that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Tadvide Panipati, now we should approach the Guru and in an humble mode, in a service attitude. And you just said that we should try to, in the mood of Guru and Krishna, we should beg to be seen by Radha. Then we can be able to understand what they desire for us. In our practical day-to-day devotional life, sometimes we hear often and often that one of the major challenges, or what has brought the living into this material world, is desire. And then therefore we are encouraged not to desire for anything. We should just desire to serve Krishna. Now that desire sometimes leads us to wanting to attain Goloka, to wanting to attain Vaikuntha or any other planets of Krishna. So how do we distinguish this desire from the ordinary desire for a salvationist? Because other people also from different sampradaya or traditions once also feel that when Vaishnavas say that we shouldn't desire for anything but Krishna, we also desiring. So what will be your response to that question?
Very good question. So the question is, we should not desire anything material. We should only desire for Krishna conscious things. And then there is the Krishna conscious desire of wanting to go to the spiritual world or wanting to see Krishna, etc. How do we reconcile these contradictory aspects? So it's like this. Are you married? Do you have children?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when your baby is 1 year old, right? And the baby says, oh, give me this, or, you know, I want this chocolate. And then, okay, it's fun for a week and then 2 weeks and maybe a year. But when the kid is 5-year-old and it's still asking for the same thing, you look at the kid and say, hey, grow up. So similarly, when we come to Krishna consciousness, initially there is that habit of constantly desiring something. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? Oh, I can go to spiritual world and then all the sufferings will end and I can enjoy eternally. Oh, sounds really good. I want that. It's normal in the first year of Krishna consciousness to think like that. But after 5 years of Krishna consciousness, if we're still in the same mood, grow up. There's something beyond chocolate. So the idea is that to progress, to understanding more, chanting more, surrendering more. Ultimately, what I heard from my Guru Maharaj, what I've heard from Srila Prabhupada lectures, what I've heard from Goswami's teachings is the more advanced we become, the more humble we become. And the more we learn, we realize that I don't know anything. So if you see a new bhakta who's there in a few months, they feel I know everything. I know how to reach Krishna. I'm going to a spiritual world and I'm going to get this done. So everything is seen in that way. But then you see somebody seasoned, gone through the life seasons and ups and downs and in Krishna consciousness, been in the authority, got kicked off and all kinds of dramas. Then when you talk to that person, then they say, oh, we don't know what Krishna wants. A new bhakta may say, I know what Krishna wants. I want to do this. And somebody who is very senior, very humble, like my Guru Maharaj, is the senior most sannyasi in the movement. And if you go and say, what does Krishna want from me? He says, I don't know. But somebody who is immature, maybe a 10-year-old, says, no, I know what Krishna wants. I know what he wants for my wife. I know what he wants for my son. I know what he wants for the world. I know everything. So that I has to go. And truly intend from the deep core of our heart, that vulnerability should come in saying that I don't know what Krishna wants. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he wants my child to do this or that. I don't know if this is the right decision for this devotee I'm preaching to or not. I surrender to his will. I surrender to the will of Radha and Krishna. May their will be done. That is progress. Then you'll be proud of your son when he's 17. Otherwise, at 17, if he's still saying, Dada, I want chocolate, you're not going to be proud about it. So it's the same concept we can apply with the desires. The desire has to evolve and it has to become mature and it needs to become something beneficial for us. And we can look at ourselves. How am I growing in my desire? How am I growing in my surrender? How am I growing in taking shelter? Like I said, somebody new will say, I am Krishna conscious, I'm chanting 16 rounds, I got everything under control. Somebody who is more matured will say, like once Srila Prabhupada was standing and praying in front of the deities, and one of the disciples came and said, Prabhupada, what are you praying for? And this devotee was all fired up, no? And Prabhupada, what are you praying for? And Srila Prabhupada said, I'm praying to Krishna, may I never fall down, may I never fall. And then this devotee said, Prabhupada, you and falling down, how is that even possible? And then Srila Prabhupada said, well, you can fall down, but I don't fall down because I'm always praying to the Lord to not fall down. And any minute, any day, we could fall. So Srila Prabhupada, this is Prabhupada, our founder Acharya. And he is praying to Krishna, may I never fall down. That's vulnerability, that's surrender, that's humility. And that means, Krishna, may your will be done. And what did Prabhupada write in that poem? If you brought me here to dance, make me dance like a puppet in your hands. And in my language, we say, Neenu kunisidante nanu kunivenayya, yenu itake anumana villavo deva. Veena Mataji understands this language. Neenu kunisidante. Krishna, I will dance as you make me dance. And Prabhupada said, if you brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me dance. Make me dance as you want. So that is Srila Prabhupada. So maturity of the devotee means the desires evolve. The prayers evolve. If we are praying the same thing we were praying first month of coming to Krishna consciousness, then it's not true. Something is wrong.
Something is wrong.
We need to go to the mechanic to fix the car.
Thank you very much, Mother Govinda. Beautiful answers.
Oh, thank you so much. It seems I have to go see the mechanic because I'm still praying the same way. I'm still asking for the same thing. But it's very interesting and very inspiring to hear from you. Part of the answer you gave to is based on the Prabhu reminded me of His Holiness Kavichandra Swami Maharaj. As far as I can remember, almost every time I asked Maharaj a question, his first favorite phrase is, I don't know.
Who? Guru Maharaj?
Kavichandra Maharaj.
Oh, Kavichandra Maharaj.
Yes. He will first of all say, I don't know, before he answers. Even though he says, I don't know, but he answers perfectly. But that, like as you were describing about His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, the sense of humility, and part of the slides you were showing that Srila Prabhupada was saying that our Goswamis, they do not say that they have found Krishna. They're still searching, they're still looking. And so if you feel that you have found it, then you're no more going to search. So this searching spirit is very interesting. But my question is, Srila Prabhupada was saying in one of the slides you showed that Srimati Radharani is very confidential. And so you meet somebody on the street, you just do not go about telling the person about your family life. You also said that in your deliberation. But here is the case that we are talking about these confidential dealings of Srimati Radharani and Krishna in our books. And we are distributing our books profusely to each and every one, those who are qualified, those who are not qualified. Now, those who are not qualified, because they are, I wouldn't say they are, I'm also included, because we are all sick of lusty desires. When we read about Krishna and the dealings with the gopis, we are all eager to read such things. Even when we do not have the qualification to read, to understand, but it's so interesting to our senses, so we go there to read. So in this way, are we helping people reading about these confidential dealings of Radha and Krishna? Or we are hurting them because we're going to make them commit offenses? What are we doing to help these new and green people who know nothing about Krishna, but now they have access to the dealings of Radha Krishna and they read it?
Yeah, it's a very, very good question. It's a very important question for preaching, the perspective of preaching. In the Krishna book, the Krishna book has Radha and Krishna, right? Radharani is holding Krishna. It's a very beautiful photo of Radha and Krishna together. And Prabhupada, he says, oh, anybody who's reading this may think, who is this Krishna? And who is this girl with Krishna? He starts with that. And then he never talks about Radharani. He never talks about so I find, this kind of approach of Srila Prabhupada very interesting. The point is, the time of Srila Prabhupada, people were not so exposed. Prabhupada was one of the first people to come and preach philosophy, Eastern philosophy, etc. What he will teach about Radharani or Parakiya Rasa and Swakiya Rasa, or, all this, how he will be able to start. He had a more urgent message. You are not this body. Chant the holy names of the Lord. So he kept to that focus. I don't know if you know, there's a movie. It's last year it got released. It's an Indian movie based on real life events. It's called Kerala Story. The Kerala Story. So it's a movie about people who, I mean, this in this particular thing, it's not like against any religion or anything, but there are Hindus who are every day, thousands of Hindus are targeted, and Christians, Hindus and Christians are targeted, and they're converted to become Islamic, and then they become these ISIS members, like terrorist gangs and whatnot. And so this whole movie shows how these young girls, they didn't really understand their culture properly. So in that movie, and it's in reality, one of these Muslim girl asks the Hindu girl, how can you worship Krishna? He was flirting with all these girls and all. How can you worship him as God? How can you worship Rama? Rama had to take help from monkeys to get to his own wife. How can he be God if he lost his wife? Somebody kidnapped. All these kind of questions disturbs the mind of an individual who doesn't know their culture properly, who didn't study Bhagavatam, who didn't study Mahabharata, or don't have a guru, don't have a system, right? And then very bad things happen. Basically, they take them to a Muslim country and make them into a terrorist gang, and they get kidnapped, and they make them very, very terrible stories. And this is happening every day as we are speaking. People are being converted, people are being brainwashed, and people are being victimized. Why? Because they don't understand these answers to the questions that you're like bringing up, right? So we need to have strategies. We need to have we need to have systematic approach to telling people, okay, I understand you have this curiosity, and this is the book you need to read to understand level 1. Because it's like a kid coming and saying, that story, right? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes that story. I'll tell you the story that is the answer to your question, Sahadev Prabhu. So there's this lady, uneducated, single mother. She raises a child with great difficulty, and she's earning by working in people's homes, and she pays the money to a tuition teacher to teach her kid. So the first day she's paying 10 rupees a month. This is a story during Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur time. And then she hears the tutor teaching the son A, B, C. She's very proud. See, my son is getting educated. And then after months of paying 10 rupees every month, she's working in the kitchen, and she hears the tutor teaching the kid A, B, C. And the tutor was teaching geometry, the triangle, ABC. And the mother has no understanding of the difference between an ABC letter and ABC geometry. She loses it. She comes and loses it. She tells this tutor to get lost. And she says, you're being useless. You're teaching my son the same thing for months and months, and I'm paying you. So the point is that who is Radharani is a geometry ABC. So to be able to understand the geometrical ABC, one needs to go through the rest of the syllabus. So we can kind of be open about it to people and say, look, I don't have 100%. Like I usually do that when people come to me asking questions that I feel that I may not be able to satisfy them and they may not be qualified. I usually say something like, oh, that is a question that I'm also really looking forward. And we will learn that very soon. My teacher knows that. And we're going systematically. And once we get to this, then we'll get to that. Not that, hey, don't ask this kind of questions. You should listen to me. Not in an authoritative way, but in a vulnerable way. To say something like, I'm also curious about this. What I know is that the holy name is really powerful. It works for me. It has worked for thousands of people. And in that holy name, there is also the element of internal potency of Krishna, who's Radha. She's the goddess of fortune. And like what we can back up with our own realization, we share. What I cannot back up with my own realization, I refer them to somebody senior, or tell them to wait and then pray to the Lord, my dear Krishna, please give them the guidance, make them to find the answers they're looking for, and to not try to take control. That's what I would suggest. I don't know if that's helpful.
Very helpful. Yes. Very, very.
So maybe we can take one more question. I see Bhakta Hassan's hand up.
Yes. But Hassan, please you may unmute.
Hare Krishna, Mother, please can you accept my humble respect of senses? All glory to Guru Dev, all glory to Srila Prabhupada, and all glory to the wonderful assembly devotees. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. It is so beautiful and amazing to hear beautiful stories about our dear Queen Srimati Radharani. I have this question I want to ask. Sometimes, most of the time, we used to say that we have to ask Krishna for prima bhakti, or we don't have to ask for material desires. And as a normal life, sometimes we need basic material things to survive. And our mind, we really need these things. We go through a lot of difficult times. So my question is, today be a very special day, which is RADHASTAMI, and it's so merciful that if we ask for prayers, she's going to answer our prayers. How can you ask Srimati Radharani for prima bhakti, for in your heart, in your very heart, you want to serve Krishna, you want Krishna to help you to serve him with all your heart and everything. But at the same time, you have these material desires. So you are in presence of Srimati Radharani asking for prima bhakti and all these things, but at the same time, you're also being hypocrite. That you have this material desire, but you are pretending not to ask. So how can you go about this? So this is my humble question, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Bhakta Hassan Prabhu. So your question is connected to the question that Sahadev Prabhu asked earlier about how do we reconcile between the material desires and praying spiritual prayers. I'll use the same analogy but make another point. So when we, like a mother, did you have to go?
Sorry, mother, can I say something short?
Yeah.
I am being in and out, so some of the things I didn't hear all. So sorry.
Okay. No problem.
I'm asking the same question again. Sorry, forgive me.
No. It's okay. It has a different perspective to it. So see, we all have mothers, and when we came back from school every day, did we have to tell our mother, make sure you cook dinner for the family tonight, huh? Mother, make sure that I have my clothes ready for tomorrow, huh? Mother, no, right? We don't have to ask the mother to prepare lunch or dinner or breakfast unless they were like super irresponsible mothers or something. But in general, we don't have to tell the parents, hey, make sure to pay my school fees. As a 5-year-old, that was not our concern. As a 5-year-old kid, we were not thinking, Mama, please make sure you give me food to eat today, huh? Don't forget. So similarly, it is natural to have certain needs in our life. We want a good job, we want a good family, we want a good experience of this life, and to be sane enough to practice Krishna consciousness peacefully. So there may be some legitimate needs, right? At the same time, like I mentioned in the analogy, I'll repeat it because maybe you didn't hear it earlier. One thing is when I'm a 5-year-old and I keep asking my mother, can you feed me? Can you feed me? Can you feed me? Because I have lack of faith or something. But another thing is to have that faith that my mother will feed me. And then if I'm 10-year-old and I'm still afraid that my mother or father will not feed me, and we can be honest, especially with Krishna. My dear Krishna, I know that I should have spiritual desires, but I'm in a point in my life where I have these financial troubles. I have these material desires for name and fame. I know that these things are not going to give me happiness. At the same time, they bother me. I seem to want security in life. So please provide me, in a sattvic way, we can pray. For example, the material desire may be, I want to make a lot of money. Okay, it's kind of irresponsible. I want to make a lot of money. Many people have this. I want to make a lot of money. There's no head, no tail to that desire. But in a sattvic way, like Krishna says, anything can be done in sattva guna, rajas guna, and tamas guna. We can address our needs in the mode of goodness. In the mode of passion, I want to make a lot of money. And in the mode of tamas, I will never be rich. I will be this. So to be very nagging. In sattva guna, I look at it and say, why do I want money? Because I want to experience stability. I want to experience, some amount of satisfaction, fulfillment. So then I approach Krishna and say, my dear Krishna, I have this need to experience stability. So please give me by the way, Srimati Radharani, talking about prosperity, although your question was not specifically about it, but giving an example, people usually worship Kubera and Lakshmi Devi, or rather Radha, they don't worship for money. They usually worship Lakshmi for money. But the difference is that one thing is wealth, means the bank balance. That can come, go, finished, Haribol, bye-bye, never see again. But prosperity is what Srimati Radharani rules, Lakshmi Devi rules. What is prosperity? The ability to manage your life in such a way that you grow. It's a growth mentality. You know how to invest in a way, and you know how to talk to people. You know how to convince people. Prosperity is very different from wealth. So a devotee studies Bhagavad Gita, understands Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and before we approach Krishna, either in a passionate way, Krishna, I want to make a lot of money, Krishna will just say, I don't know what this devotee is talking about. Or like you said, pretending and ignoring my needs for stability and saying, Krishna, please give me pure love of God. And we don't really mean it. We just say it because we are taught. Parroting, a parrot will say anything, shloka, or parrot will say, I want love of God, but it doesn't mean it. Parrot doesn't know what is love of God. So similarly, we need to experience. Realization is important. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, we need to experience. So my level of realization could be, Krishna, I have all these material desires that bothers me. And I know I've studied scriptures that that's not the goal. Material desires are not my goal, my dear Krishna. You are my goal. But these things bother me. So please take care of this. Don't let it come in between my eternal relationship with you. But also please give me stability so I can practice Krishna consciousness. So we can be honest with Krishna, but intelligent also. Not stupidly honest. Stupidly honest is, Krishna, I want to make a lot of money, help me. But intelligently honest is, Krishna, this is what my mind wants, but that's not truly what I want. I truly want you, but please manage my material things also so that I can focus on you. Is that helpful?
Very, 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 very helpful, Mother. Thank you so much.
See,
I'm
Krishna
so very
cares.
grateful.
Krishna cares about us.
Yes, thank you so much. Sometimes we feel like if you are asking something, you don't have to ask, but like you said, we can ask this in a very intelligent way, like to give you stability, not to become wealthy or have a lot of money, which will distract you to do something else, which is not right. So thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful.
And my Guru Maharaj always says, you should always say, Krishna, please help my Guru Maharaj recover if you so desire. So we always add, Krishna, if you desire. Even if it's a spiritual desire, we always say, Krishna, if you want it.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
Because as you said, we don't know what's around the corner. Krishna knows. So I may be asking, let me marry this guy, let me marry this guy, let me marry this guy. And that guy may be a narcissist psychopath. And Krishna may be preventing that marriage from that person, right? And then we are like, oh, Krishna, they say, God, I can say Krishna, Krishna destroys your plans when he knows that your plans are going to destroy you.
Krishna destroys your plans when Krishna knows your plans are going to destroy you. What a beautiful friend Krishna is. Well,
Oh.
thank you, Mother Radha Govinda.
He's not like Shiva, you know, sometimes Shiva will give whatever you pray for. Krishna is like, wait a minute, I don't know if that's good for you. Because Shiva gave a benediction to one Bhaumasura. He was a demon. You know what he wanted? Tamas Guna. He said, whoever I keep my hand on, that person should be burnt to ashes.
Yeah.
And Shiva said, okay, tatastu, so be it. And the first person he wanted to try it was on Shiva. He wanted to go and keep his hand on Shiva. And then Shiva ran everywhere, Brahmaloka, Vaikuntha, and then finally Vishnu came in the form of Mohini Murti and then made all dances and everything. And finally Mohini Murti said, do like this. And Bhasmasura did like this and he burnt himself. So we can trust Krishna.
Well, I hope someday I'll be able to pray like that, whatever I say, whatever prayer I pray, I end up with Lord Krishna, thy will be done.
Yes.
At the moment, I do not pray like that. I pray, when I pray to Krishna that, Krishna, this is what I want. And even if it's not good for me, you can make it good for me, please. You are the supreme personality of Godhead. But, well, I pray that I begin to grow up. And Mother, we can't thank you enough for such wonderful, insightful katha you shared with us. And we pray and hope that we become unalloyed devotees of the Lord, so that we may attract the mercy of Srimati Radharani. And with that being said, we're going to humbly request all the devotees to kindly unmute, and we all chant the loudest Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our dearest appreciation to our revered speaker, Her Grace, Sri Radha Govinda Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna.
पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Our Grace Mother Radha Govinda Devi Dasi ki.
Ki Jai. Thank you very much.
Srimati Radharani.
Jai.
Jai.
Radharani ki Jai. Radhe
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
So nice, so nice. Beautiful.